Major brush fires in the city of Los Angeles and across the Los Angeles region. Today, we expect winds to subside somewhat, which will allow fire crews to increase containment lines. However, and I want to be very clear here as well, we are still under red flag warning with
I think, unfortunately, everybody, we've lost the audio of that's Kristen Crowley, LA City Fire Department Chief, and we've lost her audio as officials are providing an update on the extraordinary impact and magnitude of these fast-moving wildfires through the various regions across Southern California. We heard an update on the Pacific Palisades fire. They let us know that red flag warnings do remain in effect throughout Friday. Of course, there's not only the Pacific Palisades fire, there's also the Eaton fire. There is the Hearst fire. The
Hearst fire, yeah, they've made significant progress in the Hearst fire. I believe it's now, what, 40% contained?
Yeah.
The tone at this press conference seemed to be a bit more hopeful than it was yesterday. There's a plan now in place, or they're putting plans in place, rather, to start the recovery process, the clearing out, and the assessment of all the damage that's happened. The bad news, 20 arrests of looters.
And
which
that is just unbelievable and inexcusable to prey on individuals when they were going through a time of such extraordinary loss. I think the other piece here that has been very helpful is the assets that fire officials were able to get up into the air, which they were not able to utilize yesterday because of the raging Santa Ana wind event that we were experiencing. Winds upwards of 80 to 90 miles per hour, some, comparing them to hurricane type winds, but noting the difference during a hurricane is that you also have water. Anyway, we're going to got audio. We're going to go back and take a listen to this press conference.
And Kristen is one of the most destructive natural disasters in the history of Los Angeles. We will continue to provide additional information as it becomes available. I'll move on to the Hearst fire. January 7th start. The size, 855 acres. We're unified in command, LAFD, United States Fire Service, Angeles National Forest, and LAPD. 0% containment. Firefighters held the fire within a planned containment area and are successful, and we have established a perimeter. Crews were able to get a handle on a few of the flare-ups over the night. We will continue to strengthen our containment lines and create a number of dozer lines to minimize the fire growth. Next, Woodley fire started on January 8th. The size, 30 acres. Containment, fully contained, and we are using fire patrols to monitor the area for any flare-ups. The fire has been declared as a knockdown, and there are no current threats. Next, the Sunset fire, which is in the Runyon Canyon area, started last night, January 8th. Size, 42.8 acres. Forward progress, I'm very glad to share with everybody, was stopped, and the crews are working to put out spot fires within the perimeters and to keep the wind from spreading any additional embers. As of 7:30 this morning, all evacuation orders have been lifted. This fire was rapidly and aggressively attacked by using coordinated air and ground fire suppression efforts. Residents heeded our timely evacuation orders. More information to come on that. Next up, the Sunswept fire, which is in the Studio City area. As I talked about all the previous incidents, on top of this, our fire department was faced with another massive challenge. A very large structure fire encompassing 2 large hillside homes with heavy fire, which exposed brush, broke out in the Studio City area of Los Angeles. The high winds caused the fire to extend within the adjacent brush, potentially causing another additional brush fire. Our LAFD poured all available resources into this fire, and through a combined effort, were successful in preventing another devastating brush fire. Our firefighters stopped the forward progress at just under 1 acre. Also, to be clear, all of the incidents that I just spoke about are all under an active investigation. Let's talk about the preparations for today. The LAFD continues to augment and recall all of our firefighters to fill every single available seat on every single available apparatus within the city of Los Angeles. Firefighters continue to move into the Southern California region from across the western region of the United States, and we are very, very grateful for any assistance that we are receiving. Weather conditions are beginning to turn favorably, which will allow us to increase our containment lines. Again, our primary focus remains on impacting and affecting rescues and saving lives while protecting property. The multiple incidents across the city and the region continue to tax our firefighters. However, rest assured that every single firefighter, first responder, law enforcement officer across the region remains 100% committed to protecting our communities. Here's your call to action. Stay informed with trusted news and official updates. Be prepared to evacuate if you live near a wildland area. Follow all evacuation warnings and orders without delay. We also ask the public to stay off the roadways and away from any impacted areas, which we want to make sure there's zero room for any other issues when it comes to delays for our firefighters, first responders to get to where we need to go. I want to take just a moment to thank every single Los Angeles resident who's been impacted by this for staying vigilant, supporting our first responders, and helping your neighbors. Thank you to Mayor Bass, our city leadership, everybody that is here. As you can see, we stand with every single community member, business, anybody that's been negatively impacted by all of these incidents. We stand with you. We're going to remain strong with you as well. And I tell you, we're throwing everything at this that we possibly can, and we're going to move through this and continue to support one another. With that, I will go ahead and introduce our next speaker, which is Sheriff Luna. Sir.